Thank you very much indeed, Nas. First of all, Harry, thank you very much for joining us so quickly after the end of the day's play. Can I get you to assess the overall position of the game? Quite a tricky one.
It's a strange scorecard, isn't it? That's for sure. Yeah, up until I got out, I felt like we were almost clawing it back. They obviously had an amazing first innings, all down to Shubman Gill's 269, obviously, but yeah, I felt like we were back in the game a fair bit. I got out, and then, like we saw last week with us bowling at them, our tail we just had a collapse, and that's what happens with cricket.
Did they get away from you a bit towards the end? They rattled along.
Yeah, a little bit. We probably went searching a little bit, but that's part of cricket. We were trying to hunt for wickets tonight, get them 3 or 4 down tonight, and yeah, it just didn't happen tonight.
Is it a new ball pitch?
God knows. God knows. Really. They've bowled really well with the new ball. They got it moving off the seam, off the pitch quite a lot. At the back end there when I was batting especially. So yeah, we didn't get as much out of the surface as them. I reckon they're quite used to these conditions with these skiddy low pitches. You see that a lot in India obviously, but yeah, we just didn't quite get it right tonight.
You lost 5 for 20 when that second new ball was taken. It did nip. Did it do it more than the first new ball?
I think they just used the angles very well. Akashdeep came wide on the crease and he was trying to angle it back in at off stump. And then similar with Siraj as well, he got it to come off the pitch a bit.
Scored 330 for 7 today, England. 303 was in that partnership between you and Jamie. I mean, that is a bizarre looking scorecard.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a scorecard like that before, to be honest. But yeah, it was good to spend some time out there with Smudge. He's got a long career ahead with England, and he's a phenomenal player. He
came out very aggressively and wrestled the momentum back. Did that get you going? What was your role in that partnership? What was the communication?
We didn't speak too much, to be honest. Everybody knows that me and him are both quite positive players and look to try and take the bowlers on. And yeah, and that scenario ebbed and flowed throughout our innings. He obviously came out the box quick, and I did the night before. And yeah, it's just about trying to figure out when the best time for each individual was to go.
Can I talk to you about the night before? I've labelled it Frantic Brook. That might be a bit harsh, but why were you so uber aggressive coming up towards stumps on the day's play?
I was off the back of a golden duck, so I just wanted to get off the mark, to be honest. I felt like I knew where they were trying to bowl the ball, and I didn't feel like my defence was as strong as it usually is, so I felt like the best mode of defence for me that night was to attack, and yeah, there was some dodgy shots in there, but thankfully I got through it, and I was 30 not out at the end of the day.
We thought you might have tried to glove one out the way, a la Graham Gooch or Michael Vaughan with that, when you end up with a shoulder.
Yeah, and I was. It's amazing how many things go through your head in that millisecond or whatever you want to call it. I was ready to catch it, and then I realised I wasn't allowed to, so I had to try and get the shoulder out.
You mentioned your defence. I'm going to show you your innings, if I may. Did you trust it more today then? Because it just looked like you got everything under control. You were in your sort of bubble. I mean, I know some of these shots you're going to play, and that's just your nature. But you seem to have found a really nice tempo today that was controlled.
Yeah, I felt a lot more calm. It's never nice going out there and batting for 40 minutes at the end of the day, because you know you haven't really got anything to win. So like last week when I should have got out for 0 off Bumrah, I felt like I was a little bit too careful, and then last night I just tried to go out there and try and bat properly.
There was a period where they went short, and Jamie certainly tucked in, and then after lunch they changed their tactics and they went wider. Now, how are you thinking about that and how you're going to plan it? Because against Sri Lanka they did the same, and you started wandering over here and getting maybe a little bit frustrated. What were you saying to yourself today?
It was keeping low, so it was hard to. I'd usually probably run at it and try and hit it over extra cover, but I didn't feel like that was the option. I just tried to rotate the strike as much as possible. I didn't feel like I got that much strike in that period of the game either. So, yeah, we were just trying to rotate the strike and get each other on strike.
Well, go back to the match summary. The lead at the moment is 244. Are you going to chase anything?
I think everybody knows we'll be having a crack at anything.
Thank you very much indeed for your time. Well played.
Cheers, Waddy. Thank you.
Thanks, Brookie. Thank you very much indeed. Nasser's going to jump in now. What an extraordinary day.
Incredible, really. I mean, watching this England team is just so much fun. It is like that. And long may it continue. Last night, going even back to last night, it was a flat pitch, and suddenly out of nowhere, they were losing wickets. Then they lost 2 in 2, two of their most crucial batters in Root and Stokes, and an incredible partnership. I said on commentary there, the future is really bright. Watching in these series with Gill and Jaiswal and Brook and Smith and Rishabh Pant, these are going to be players we're going to see for a very long time. Just so pleasing on the eye as well.
Did England leak too many this evening?
I didn't think they bowled particularly well, but one of the consequences of bazball is that they score their runs so quickly. Their bowlers don't get much of a rest, and their bowlers that are playing in back-to-back tests on flat pitches with a captain that's always bowling first on the flattest of pitches. So they're coming in and tired, and they look tired. And so like last night, the batters' brains looked frazzled. Today, the bowlers' bodies look physically tired.
We must touch on Jamie Smith before we go. That was quite an extraordinary innings. He's now got the highest score for an England keeper batsman in Test match cricket, going past his mentor, Alex Stewart.
Yeah, and he didn't look reckless at any stage. It was bazball with brains. It was more like the Headingley innings from England in the run chase. They didn't look frenetic. They didn't look like they were scrambled brains. He can hit all over. He continues to take them on in the boundary. That's why he was out at Headingley, but he continues to take them on a shorter boundary as well. So he wasn't going to let that go and spin. We've seen him just belt spin. Anyone that's watched Surrey over the last 2 or 3 years, and now England for the last couple of years, will know that this lad is a real talent. He's a man of very few words. He's very calm. And as with his Surrey teammate, Gus Atkinson, since they've come in the side, they have looked to the manner born. They've not looked like this stage is too much for him. I quite like, more than his ability, I like his calmness and his attitude. I've always thought he looks like someone that thinks, I should be playing here, and that's how he's playing.
Well, we've had an amazing day of Test match cricket here today, with England eventually being bowled out for 407. 330 for 7 they were in the day, and 303 of those came in that partnership. But it is India in a position of real strength at stumps on day 3, and they will look to increase that on the morning of day 4, which you can see live with us here on Sky Sports at 10:15. Sky Sports Cricket for the start of day 4.